Hello, this video is called 3 Tips for a Happy Life. A happy life is very subjective because there are a lot of different problems everybody has, but I've been thinking about what might be the most maybe general thing that everybody can relate and everybody can benefit from. So I came up with 3 things. So first one is you have to lower your ideal self-image. So ideal self-image is something like, oh, I want to become something in the future. Everybody has some sort of a image of what they want to be. That can be like physically or mentally or, career-wise. It could be anything. They have some sort of an ideal self-image. Now, the problem is when that image is too high, like too far away, people get really stressed. People start to think like, oh, maybe I'm not good enough. It's going to take so long for me to become that, because it just feels so far away. So I'm not telling you to not have a goal. Having a goal is important, but we need to have a reasonable self-image. So what I did when I was having a pretty stressful time was I talked to myself, hey, would I be happy if I would just live like this forever? Like back when I was living alone, just doing like part-time tutoring. I wasn't making that much money, but I was thinking about this controlling my ideal self-image concept at those times. What I did was I was like walking around my room and I was talking to myself. Would I still be acceptable? Would I still be happy if I just live like this right now until like age 90, age 100? My like inner self says no. Because it would be kind of sad to just live like that, the same thing, without like your goals not, becoming true. But at the very deep down, when I finally accepted that, I was like, I can eat my nice chicken nuggets every day, because like chicken nuggets are cheap. I can eat things I want to eat. I have a PC. I have a nice room, as long as I pay rent. I was like, you know what? I don't have a high requirements, high maintenance. So if I want to be happy, maybe, yeah, I could live like this. So at that moment, I finally accepted myself for who I am. I was like, okay, maybe I could live like this forever. After that, I felt so much comfortable. So after accepting myself and after pushing down the ideal self-image to a more reasonable level, it actually felt more free. And I actually felt like maybe I can do this, I can do that. I felt like I could do more challenging. I can try more stuff. I felt like I can do anything what I want. So ironically, after lowering your ideal self-image, because you feel more free to try out anything you want, you have a higher possibility to reach your ideal self-image that you had before than before. You know what I'm saying? So it's like having a very high standard, having a very high ideal self-image is like a trap, is like a mental prison that is keep on trying to squeeze you, saying you have to do this, you have to be like this, you have to hurry. But once you take that away, take that down, and once you just be completely happy with yourself, the way who you are right now, you feel like, hey, I'm happy with who I am, so maybe I can do this, maybe I can do that, You basically become so much more open to new challenges, which will bring you closer to your real dream, real goal, real ideal self-image. Another concept I need to talk about is make plans, but don't make the plans too big. When we run, when we go on a jogging or when we go out like running, we don't think like, oh, I'm gonna run like 3 meters per second. Oh, like our each step is finite, right? We can't run like 100 meters per steps. It's impossible. Like our legs are just not that long. So what do? We first of all, we start walking like very slowly, and then when you catch up pace, you start jogging. It's your each step becomes larger and larger, right? Your approach has to be a little bit like this. When you have a big expectation, there's a high chance that it's gonna fail and you're gonna be upset about the result or even depressed about the results. What you have to do is, like the lowering your ideal self-image mindset, you have to lower your expectations of your next step. Once you have your next steps very reachable, you feel like you can do it. So you don't get discouraged by it. When you think like, I'm gonna have to make the best video for the next video, you get burdened from it. You get pressured. You're like, oh, maybe I need something better. Maybe I have to do this. I have to do that. Because of that pressure, you eventually don't do it. You eventually, slowly stop doing it. The mindset we need is just approach it like jogging. Start slow, start small, and start very acceptable. Just small steps at a time. The next thing I want to talk about is the 80-20 rule. Now, it's very simple. When you want to do something, don't over squeeze yourself and try to aim for the 100%, because reaching 100% takes a lot of effort and time and energy, but rather put 20% of your energy, make the 80% quickly and without any effort. Now, for you, it feels like 80%, but for other people, it's going to look like 80, but the next day when you do it again, the 80-20 rule, and let's say you make a food or something. For you, it looks like 80-20, but for other person, it looks like an 81 now. Why? Because you learn from your previous mistakes. You learn a little bit more. You get a little bit more tips and tricks. You get used to the steps, so you do it faster and like that. So less energy used. So what happens is, even if it's 80-20 for your perspective, because you're doing it constantly and doing it tomorrow, next month for 10 years, it becomes an 81-20 for the person who is observing you, and then 85-20, 90-20, 100-20. So even though it looks like an 80-20 for you constantly, because for you it looks like an 80, but for the other people it will look like a 95-20 tomorrow, and then next year it's going to look like 120-20. The next year it's going to look like 1,020. So they will think, oh my god, that person makes a really nice meal or cooking within this short time. For you, it's still 80-20, but you're so used to it and you're so good at it. You learn so much that now it's an 80-20, which is 1,020 for the other people. That's what we have to aim for. You don't aim for 100 every day. We aim for 80-20 every day. You get so used to it, it becomes your routine, and one day you still think it's 80-20, but it's actually, for the other people, it's going to be like 2020. Okay? So that's the first mindset we should have. The second rule is to find out what you love. So many people don't know what they love in life. That could be food or job or music. It doesn't matter. I'm not talking about any specific matters. I'm talking about just what you love in any aspect. Now, we all have our phones or even notebooks we can write on. What I recommend is, whenever you are living your life and when you're like, oh, that's pretty fun, or that's it could be a game, or it could be a food. Oh, that's tasty. Or it could be just very slight moments, like the sunset or the sunrise, or you're walking around a lake park and you just see this silent moment, very cozy, and you're like, oh, I like this moment. Like those small stuff. Write it down on your phone or anywhere. I like walking around the lake park. I like listening to rock music. I like eating rice. No matter how small it is, just write it down. And later, when you look at it, you will slowly understand who you are. Oh, I didn't know, but I like these stuff. Oh, and maybe if you want to, you could write down what you don't like. It could be like, oh, I don't like spicy food. I don't like summer or winter. It could be anything, just anything, and just write it down. And after, when you have a list or when you have some sort of an understanding, what you do is fill your life with those small stuff. The reason why we need to fill our life with these small but certain happiness, and the reason why we need to learn what we love for our life, is because no one else can live your life for you. You are responsible to fill your life with the small things you love. No one else can live your life for you. So it's your responsibility to find what you love or enjoy doing or love eating. It could be anything, but it's your responsibility to find it and to just, treat yourself. Just, be nice to yourself. Make yourself happy. Like the quote, "Know thyself" says, this is just another step of getting to know yourself, who you are. It doesn't need to be that fancy. It doesn't need to be like philosophically like knowing yourself. No. Just knowing what menu you like, knowing, your favorite park can be a part of understanding yourself. And filling your life with the small things you love is the first step of a happy life. The third I want to talk about is when I see a lot of like these documentaries of old people having an interview, most of them say this: "Oh, I regret that I didn't say I love you to my partner before they die. Oh, I regret that I should have said I love you to my child more." I think we always think that our partner or our family, our friends, will stay there forever. It's like taking a bus, right? The bus comes in and you're like, I don't want to hop on the bus because I know there's going to be another bus coming around like 2 hours later or something. Expressing your emotions is similar to this. The bus comes, which is like the opportunity to say I love you. You feel shy or you feel like, I don't need to do it. So you say like, maybe, I can say it tomorrow. So then the bus leaves, which is the opportunity leaves, and then another bus comes, which means like the next day came, and you have the opportunity to say I love you, but you're also a bit shy, so the bus leaves again. We always think the bus is gonna keep on coming, keep on rolling, keep on cycling forever, but one day the bus won't come. One day your partner might go on a travel or sadly might pass away, or your kid might grow up and get independent or slowly gets far away. Then we start regretting. Then we start to say, I should have said this, I should have said that, I should have said sorry, or I should have said I love you. I know I also don't say I thank you or love you that much, but it's also a lesson for me too. But I think we should express our emotions more often, even for ourselves too. Like, Sonu, you're doing well, it's okay, and I'm proud of you. Just talking to yourself, even talking to yourself. I think we all need to do more, just expressing yourself to other people or to yourself, because the words we fail to say out loud becomes a tumor in our heart called regret. Expressing your emotions is a very hard thing, even for me too. I'm also a very shy person, but whenever I see an opportunity, I just constantly remind myself, okay, I have to say it. I have to say it. When I feel something, I should say it, because I know that in the future I might regret it, and I don't want to regret. I want to live a fully happy life. So yeah, that's the 3 rules that I think that will be a very generic rule that can be applied to most people. And yeah, I hope just if there's anyone who is confused in life or just need a little help or just a bit of motivations in life, I hope this video helps. I really do want to help you out. I hope you have a nice day, and I hope this video helps you out. I'll see you in the next video. Alright. Thank you for watching.